Hello and welcome back to the Mr. Blueberry Cheesecake channel. Today we're going to analyze a replay from a game that I played yesterday. And it was kind of an enjoyable, weird match. As you can already tell by the way that this map started me off. I'm playing Kickoo here and I spawn in the corner, which is an illegal spawn. Illegal things did happen here. Kinda weird. We'll get back to that in a second. And we play against Cymanti. Cymanti. It was a really enjoyable game and I want to analyze it today with you. The opponent was around 1500 elo. He was playing very well and it was kind of back and forth here and there. But I think that it in general was a really enjoyable game. And I hope that you are going to like it as well. And of course you can like and subscribe to show that you liked it, and that helped me out a lot. So yeah, let's just get right into this game now. Our opponent does the sensible thing, and let's go back to our turn 0. This is still kind of weird. The fog tile does still cover it, but when you move away it still uncovers it. I think that that's a bug that needs to be fixed pretty soon, because this is kind of a very strong start that you get to make, even though you're further away from the center of the map. Let's turn on shared fog. We find a village with 2 animals, which is nice. We go for a third warrior, not really sure why. I just felt like it. Opponent does the sensible thing. And they go over here. I would have probably preferred to go over here and then boost the other warrior as well. That way, because there's spores over here, it is very likely that there's a village over here rather than this one over here. But they want to get to the center, so I can see why you would do this. But if you do this, I would go towards this tile over here with my shaman instead of boosting this guy. That way you can capture 2 villages sooner and also keep your shaman safe. Okay, we don't find another village here. That is unfortunate, but it's fine. We can level up our city here, take an explorer just to see what's going on. We can see a lot of nothingness. We already knew that our opponent was playing Cymanti, so no new information here. We see that there's a river going on over here. That is scary because Cymanti is really good at crossing rivers if they can get to it first. And our third warrior is kind of useless. Boo-hoo. I'm not too sure what I was thinking with this warrior here. It was very unlikely that there was anything over here. If there was anything, it would have been a ruin. We would have uncovered that like pretty soon anyway, so this is a waste of stars. For now, at least. Opponent upgrades. Finally moves their shaman towards the center of the map. Important note is that, of course, it doesn't make sense to take explorers with Cymanti if you're on a continent, but it always does help a lot if you take an explorer pretty early on either way, because that allows you to make use of your analytic brain, which admittedly many Cymanti players don't have, to think about what you're gonna do to optimize your units. For instance, if there's a lot of land, you can of course go for the hexapods, but in this case I would probably go Faichi. Although this river does give you hope, maybe a combination of both of them is kind of good. So still get yourself some intel on what's gonna happen. Always advisable. We get onto the water here. That's fine, very nice. Hey, I was right about my tip to go over here. That would have landed them an additional village, which is really nice. We got to the water. We know that there's a village over here because of this little blue line that indicates a shore. And I do make these 2 stars work for me, although I didn't have to get that early on. I upgrade my capital because it's free real estate. We upgrade this city. Take a workshop because I need the income. Opponent sees that village over here and they can upgrade this one as well. They go hard into economy mode. We meet our opponent. I get forestry. Forestry is not ideal because it is very expensive to level up your cities. But hey, there's a lot of them, so let's just take it. Opponent taking the lead with their economy. The nice thing about playing Cymanti on continents is that you have a lot of resources. There's probably also a lot of gold in all of these mines. You can get a lot of super units pretty early on. Like for instance, next turn they can get one if they want to. Their economy is also doing great. Yeah, just look at that. That's incredible. Oh, they make a misplay here. Ooh. I would definitely go for this village upgraded rather than our capital here, because it doesn't upgrade until next turn. So that's a misplay on their part. We upgrade our city once again. And I'm getting to the point where I just want intel on what's gonna happen on the other side of the map, so that I know what I need to do to counter whatever it is that they're doing, and to see whether or not they are going for Reichi, Faichi, or Hexapods, which are all 3 of the options that Cymanti has on continents, because they need to cross the water somehow, and usually you do that with Reichi, but they only have 2 cities to do that from until this one is unlocked for them. It's not great, it's gonna take some time. Faichi do have my preference in general because they can poison as well as get onto the water themselves, which are 2 of the most important parts. So we'll see what our opponent does. We do see this ruin here on the mountain as well. It's kind of just up there. Hey, they get archery and they get a super unit. They can upgrade this city, but it does ruin their spot a bit. So they don't. I link up my city to nothing, which is a misplay. I was playing this at like 1 a.m. It was not a good time. But hey, we played pretty decently. I take an explorer here. I wanted to get that lighthouse because like this one we're probably able to get. This one definitely would have been nice, but hey, you can't always win. Upgrade the city. Our economy is doing a lot better now. They get climbing. Look at all of those resources. So many mines to be made. This is exactly what I'm telling you about all of these resources. What the heck? All of them have ores in them. I get sailing to get rid of that stupid flying bug. Chop a couple of forests because climate change is very good for Kickoo. Yeah, we need more water. We need the water to rise so that the bugs can survive. Big brain moment. Big brain. They start spamming the Faichis, and at this point I know what to do. There is only one thing I need, and that is a knight. If I can get a knight in here with a bridge, then it's probably game over. They have also now managed to make a spot where they can reach our land in case they do still want to attack with the centipede as well as some hexapods. They can now do it as well as over here, which is probably the right call, looking at how little units I have here. I also don't have any giants yet. I get a swordsman and I get stars, which is huge. Just because I was able to get onto the water really quickly, that allowed me to get a bunch of these ruins and all of these starfish, which is incredible. Gonna take another explorer. That does reveal this lighthouse as well as this ruin over here. Goes over here, shows me that other village, but hey, I don't have vision on that lighthouse, which is really unfortunate. That means that that was my last hope, because this village is never gonna go there. Unless I get an explorer, which is impossible because that's a mountain ruin. And they get spores on here. And they are starting to attack. Yep, exactly as planned. These Phyches are going to try to poison my units in order to get this centipede in here, allowing them to basically swoop out my entire defense. If they are smart though, they can already make a bridge over here with algae. That is probably game over. But for now, we managed to be fine because we get a lot of starfish. And we have control over the water, meaning that we do have a way to fight back against the Phyche, even though they are way more expensive. They are way more permanent ways to fight off, so it's kind of a payoff. Okay, they go for that level up. Let's take a look at their economy and compare it to ours. 25 stars per turn versus 19. Did I ever tell you about the ancient knowledge of a person called I Know Funny, who is a master of wizardry in terms of Polytopia magic? And he once told me that if a player is behind on economy, they should be attacking, because you can never defend. And that would be true if you don't get 2-star ruins. We want to get rid of all of these Phyche. Yes, I do get very lucky in this section of the game, but I feel like these Phyche are not ideal to deal with this because I have control over the water already. I could have gone for an explorer here to gamble, but hey, gambling is not good. Although I like it, you know, don't gamble, kids. Nobody's a kid. We finally do get to get that ruin, but they now have a way to move onto our continent here, promising that this will be in fact a very interesting game from now. I mean, it was already getting into the interesting side of things because there's two very different strategies where I'm trying to just defend the water while my opponent is trying to attack in from the land. And let's do an analysis of what exactly the spots are to attack, right? So this city, they can attack that with maybe 2, probably just 1, so they probably don't want to attack that. I can defend that. This city over here, they can reasonably attack that with 1, 2, 3 cities. And I can defend it with only 2. So that seems like the spot to be. But if you take a look at this city over here, they can go over here and there's only this other city. If they put a bit of pressure on this one as well, they would probably be able to take over the city. Which is really dangerous to us, because if they get a hold on our continent, it's probably over, because I suck at playing against Cymanti. I'm putting it out there, I suck at playing against Cymanti. Right, so what I start doing is start whittling down their units and start sieging, distracting them from what is actually important for them, which is to attack me. I also get math from that ruin, and I get myself a catapult just in case they try to do anything with this centipede here. They managed to unsiege, of course, and yeah, I miscalculated. It was very late for me, okay? I usually go to bed at 11 p.m. Let me cook. But it doesn't really matter, because we can just do this. It probably I messed up in the order, but hey, it's all dead. All of this is dead because we get a bomber. And now it's looking good, because we are putting pressure on this city over here. This catapult is able to pin down this city. If they decide to make Faichi over here, we can kill those as well, effectively reducing their amount of cities to just 3. Whereas we can probably just train every unit in every city that we need. Also, turn 15 giant, lovely. Just use that Park of Fortune for the upgrade there. Get another catapult. Catapult's not great against Cymanti, but hey, take a look at their army. They messed up and give me value with this bomber. They get an explorer from that. That is interesting, because they have information about the whereabouts of my units now. They managed to get a bridge going over here. They get a wall, not too sure what that is all about. But hey, it just means more kills for me and fewer stars for them. Yeah, this position is really defendable for me. They start spamming more Faichi, but I feel like that is not enough. So they get another centipede, finally. But yeah, we have this spin going on this city. Start linking up my cities as well. Which I do very wrongly, because I could just do it so much cheaper. Get a free kill over here. And yeah, you can already see that it is basically already over. But if my opponent is kind of smart here, they might be able to do some funny plays, which I doubt, because they haven't been showing us a lot of creativity. Yep, they kill a bunch of units. If only they just spammed more centipedes, they may have been able to just slam through. They also make a lot of micro mistakes and give me value with these 2 bombers now. Maybe they hope that I put my giant next to their shaman, but that's not gonna happen. My economy is now booming. They get Pescatism? Pescatism? How do you pronounce that? How do you pronounce that? Pescatism? Pescatism. They can whittle down my giant, no big deal. But now going back to the theory of which city to put pressure on. This city is looking kind of fire now, because I have bridges. I can attack this with 2 versus 2. But this village, this city over here, is the one that I actually am eyeing towards, because I have a lot of support for it, and that can allow me to also produce a lot of distraction so that I can actually get myself over here as well. So that's the real thought here. I can also just kill anything they train over here, and the plan is the same thing over here actually with these 2 bombers. So, good plan. Just need to be careful with this stupid Reichi over here. So what I do is actually kind of genius, if I do say so myself. I basically block the movement to this tile only. If they can kill that, then they're good to hit my bomber, but that would need them to get a lot of units over here. Basically, same thing as before, allowing me to smack them with a bunch of units on this side. So, distract and push. Also, remember when I said that one night would be game over? Yeah, this is the time for the night. I've saved up my stars. It's time to crush them. Border growth over there. Kind of annoying because it unlinks this city. It's not a big deal though. They are trying to whittle down this giant, which is fine. They do manage to land a hit on this guy. They get another centipede, but I think that that is too late because I'm already here and that is going to be it. There's no way for them to come back from this position. They've lost. I siege this city, which they can't unsiege. Next turn I will be able to siege this as well, if I do it correctly, that is. And yeah, these two centipedes, they're not gonna be able to do anything without a shaman. I feel like this game was pretty well played from both sides. The opponent did mess up a couple of tactical points, and I made good use of their mistakes. They probably should have been attacking me more with just more ground units rather than fight cheese. Even though I do love myself some fight cheese value, it was getting kind of clear that I was just punishing them with a bunch of scouts that one shot killed the fight cheese. And yeah, they don't get a lot of value if they just die. Even though they're cheap, that doesn't really matter. So the lesson of today is adapt to your surrounding and think about what you're going to do in maybe 2 or 3 turns. Have a general idea of what to do with the things that you have and that you will have or may not have. I think that that is it for today. I hope you all enjoyed, and oh, by the way, I do have some ideas for some extra content. I've recorded 2 Magic the Gathering arena sessions, a brawl video and a standard video. I'm not too sure what I'm gonna do with those yet. Maybe a different channel, maybe I will just do it on this channel because, well, that's... I don't know. This channel was never meant to be just Polytopia, it just happened to become that. But hey, I'll read the comments and I'll let you know. So, I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!